it's really not my nature. I would have been jumping to peek if you asked me not to peek, but
Right.
Well, Stacy, you move from the back of the room to the front.
Oh, teach you that. Yep, there's always
You're not
one.
allowed. You're not allowed to sit with
Yeah,
the queen in the
yeah.
back anymore.
I'll stay out of trouble that way.
Okay, so I'll see if I can try to draw a link between this. So the story is this children's book illustration. So it's you guys want to pull it up? You just have it ready. It's a children's story, and I have this toothpick.
Did you want us to draw something without looking at a picture?
Well, this is the thing.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a
I love
great
that.
exercise.
I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got, and the thing is, we can all kind of crowdsource it, like, I was just thinking, read the story last night, really for the first time. And it's a story that, that we can illustrate. I don't know if I'm going to illustrate the whole thing or just parts of it or whatever, but it's content that is, designed to be for kids. And it's like really kind of open-ended, like they're very simple sentences, but it's a story, it's a narrative. And I guess before everybody else came on, and I think everybody's here, which is kind of nice. I was saying that the difference between illustration and fine art, and it's kind of interesting because I never compared it to my teaching. Like I get to choose all of the lessons. So in a way, that's like kind of my art, because when a fine artist chooses what they're going to make art about, so they choose the subject matter, they choose the medium, they choose how much of it, how big it is, how they get to take an angle. It could be political, it could be emotional, it could be purely observational. I mean, there's like the artist does whatever they want, and that's where it's like kind of a purest and like the truest reflection of an individual's nature or soul or whatever, the person, they're the person, because they're choosing everything to go in it. Where when you go into a situation like illustration, the quality could be on a super high level, the execution would be on a high level, but the narrative or the content is chosen by somebody else, is written. So by its nature, it has a collaboration, and you're fulfilling a job. So, I mean, you could almost think about like the Sistine ceiling in a manner of speaking as being a illustration, because it was an assignment that was given by the church or the Pope, and Michelangelo executed it and reluctantly, for that matter. I mean, he didn't want to do it. I mean, he was a sculptor. He wanted to sculpt. But sometimes people make an offer that you can't you can't say no, for a variety of reasons. But having a prompt is also really a fun and engaging way of creating something. So the illustration is not artistic. I mean, it's artistic. It's just not art on the highest, finest level, which is okay. I mean, it's like okay. I'm not knocking it. I really want to be clear that I'm not knocking it. It's a really good. It's really important. I mean, it's such an important role. So when you start, and starting from nothing is honestly like really overwhelming. I mean, making fine art is not easy, but it's nice. It's nice when every once in a while you can take a prompt and go from there. I was actually considering this exercise. I had a class in undergraduate school where we had these drawings that were like 4 feet by like 6 feet. They were just like tacked on the wall, and you had to cut out of a magazine or a newspaper or something. You just had to cut out a little element. Could be representational, it could be abstract, you could not know what it is, and you tape that to the drawing. And it's small, less than a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And then from that element, you had to extrapolate the whole rest of the drawing. And it was one of the most fun ways of creating I've ever had. It really was great. And so that's like what I'm saying is like having prompts is kind of crucial, whether you invent the prompt or somebody else gives you the prompt. I don't know if it really makes that much of a difference. You know, when your job is to make art, you're there like a bricklayer, you know, 6 in the morning to like 6 at night. I mean, you've got to be producing for the entire day. So there's lots of little mental games that you can go through, you know, to help inspire the production. Anyway, so this is when it comes to inspiration, it starts kind of in phases. So like this is the I mean, oh God, I don't even know if I want to read this, but it's called Jacob Wrestling with the Angel, and it's in Genesis, which I did not know. And what is it? I don't know I can't remember what the number is. Let's see if I can find it. I just wanted to read it, and then from that prompt, this is what this drawing, you know, this is the drawing that this artist, you know, thought of. Like, you read it, you have a vision, and then that vision only lasts like a certain length of time, and then you got to get it down, or, you know, or maybe not. I don't know. I mean, maybe like that's the thing. Like with this story, we're gonna have like a prompt, and we have to kind of get down relatively quickly the vision that kind of comes into our heads, and then we can develop that vision into you know, deeper levels of understanding. I mean, we'll flush out all of the things and make it really good. And I think that process is going to be fun. So yeah, I read the story last night as human beings. And then I was like, well, I should have some kind of like reference material, but I didn't want to reference anything too, I didn't want there to be too many influences. I wanted it to be kind of like you know, for when we read the prompt, kind of have like a pure reaction and not like really clouded or filled with any other kind of person's style or way of thinking. But like, and already it kind of got morphed because I went and I found my Beatrix Potter book, and you know, the cover, there's, you know, Peter Rabbit, and I'm like, oh, maybe you know, in the story, these people are not human. I mean, maybe they're bunnies, you know, like you know, so like even that, I share that because I wanted it to like crack open kind of a world of possibility, and there's more possibilities than you know, than these very simple lines may, you know, we may unintentionally put ourselves in boxes, and sometimes it's nice to break out of the box, and then other times it's important to establish limits, create that box that we can work into. And I think as we go through the story, and as we get some thumbnails and some quick sketches down of content and visions, you know, we can then maybe settle in and work on a particular page and kind of develop that as we go. So I think we'll start like very general, very superficial, and very quick, just like getting ideas down. And you know, this is it's going to be an interesting process. And if we have ideas, hopefully we can share them. But this is an example of, you know, the artist, I'm sure he read it or had a dream, or you know, had read it and then had a dream about it, or read it and then immediately started getting, you know, visions, and then, you know, sketching them out and working out some of the ideas in a gestural way. So this is gesture drawing, and it's very fast. It's very not detailed. It's just to get like some of the movements and the vibe of you know, what they're seeing in their mind's eye. Okay, let me just read the prompt, and then we'll 32, it's only 10 lines. 32, 22. Okay. It says, and he rose up at the night and took his 2 wives and his 2 woman servants and the 11 sons, and passed over the ford Jabbok. Was that an early car? The Ford Jabbok. Okay.
No.
I know, I'm just kidding. Well, I don't know what a Ford Jabbok is though. Passed over the Ford Jabbok. I don't even know what a Ford is. F-O-R-D.
Is it FJ? Is it FJORD?
No, it's F-O-R-D, and then it's J-A-B-B-O-K. That might be one for Siri. And then he took them and sent them over the brook, and then sent over. And then sent over that he had. So I guess he sent them over and then all the stuff he had. I think that's what it means. And Jacob left alone and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint, and he wrestled with him. And he said, let me go, for the day breaks. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a, quote, prince has thou power with God and with men, and has prevailed. And Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, therefore it is that thou don't ask after my name. And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the man of the place Peniel. And I've seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. And he passed over Penuel, the sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. Therefore the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh until this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh in the sinew that shrank. Does anybody know what that means?
Well, I can tell you what the ford or the Jabbok ford means.
What is that?
It's the shallow place. It's the shallow part of a river where you can walk or
Oh, nice.
cross.
It's part of the River Jordan, actually.
Whoa. Okay. So I don't see where there was an angel. Do we know that it's definitely an angel? Because it had the face of God?
I mean,
All those characters with wings are angels, I'm guessing. Is
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't hear, it doesn't say angel.
Well, it could be just the interpretation.
Totally.
Yeah.
In the before the chapter even begins, it says Jacob sees angels, asks God to preserve him for Esau, for whom he prepares presents. He wrestles all night with the messenger of God. Jacob's name is changed to Israel. He sees God's face to face. He sees God face to face.
Hmm.
He said, my name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince has thou power with God and with men, as has prevailed. And Jacob asked him, tell me, I pray thee, your name. And he said, whatever it is that thou does ask after my name, question mark, why? And okay, so he's like, why do you ask my name? And he blessed him there. So Peniel is the place, where he saw God face to face, and his life was preserved. So it's just like he lives, and he feels like he said he saw God face to face. That's very interesting stuff. So then you got to wonder where the this is probably not a original interpretation either. I mean, I guess that makes sense. That
But the drawing.
Yeah, the
drawing.
the guy. I mean, this is like a Renaissance. Let me find out what actually year this is. 87. It's not that. Yeah, so it's not. It's like.
Jewish wrestling. It says 4 studies of Jacob.
All right, so this is basically around 1700 to 1720. So, I mean, there's so much art that came before this. So he may have even been copying another, artist even. That's a little disappointing. I was expecting more from the story. I wonder if there's other translations too. I got this free Bible. This is actually a Jehovah's Witness Bible.
Oh, maybe
It's
that's.
the only one I have. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it must be.
There's actually quite a bit on it if you look in the book of Genesis.
There's more writing on that.
Oh,
this
yeah.
document.
Yeah, he talks about his 2 wives and his 2 maids and his 11 children, and they crossed the ford of Jabbok.
I read that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just read that.
right.
Rini, where were you?
No, I know all that, but then it goes on and on and
Yeah.
on.
It's just weird that they didn't use the word angel, because they use angels all the time.
Yeah.
Well, is there another word in the Bible that
the part that they said angel was in like the summary of the chapters where they use the word angel, but it doesn't say it in the actual chapter. Not that it matters that much, but I think, honestly, it definitely needs time to think hard about it. You know what I mean? It's not like all these ideas come like on the surface very quickly. There's usually deeper meaning. Anyway, do you want to try sketching one of these for a warm up?
Yeah. Oh, I thought we were going to illustrate the book.
We are.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, yes. No, I just wanted to do a warm up.
Okay.
Excuse me, Trevor, were we to have received pictures from you from this email last night?
Nope, no pictures. That's
Okay.
That's the crazy.
Okay.
That's why this class is so different and so crazy. There's no picture.
Okay, I mean, I have something that says something about the big fish.
It's only the text. Exactly. It's only text.
Got it. Okay. Well, okay. I didn't read the text other than the title, but okay, no question, just thinking out loud.
Have you opened it?
Well, yeah, and I see it says something about the big fish, but I was looking for pictures.
I know. Well, we're gonna have to provide the pictures.
Ah.
All right. Let's just do a quick little sketch. Oh man, I don't know where to start. Okay, I'm gonna start with the guy on the left. I'm gonna start with his little circle head. All right, I'm gonna go off the screen too. So I know it's on here, but I'm gonna look at the screen, not the book. So it's like what you guys are doing. Okay, so circle here. The main gesture of the figure always starts at the pit of the neck. I did this circle and I did the front of the neck, and you can actually see where the pen mark. There's like a little rest where the at the pit of the neck. It's almost like his pen was like resting there. Before he started making his other moves. Anyway, so the large gesture is the S curve that leads down from the middle of his torso all the way down to the stand leg. And the stand leg ends not in a foot, but also in a dot. So hopefully my belly is big enough. And then we're going to do the drape over his shoulder. And then we'll do the where it looks like he's building the arm from shoulder to elbow, and then elbow to wrist, and then the wrist might get lost. Yeah, Jacob does look like this is what's crazy. I think the figure I'm drawing right here is Jacob, and then the figure that's up in the air, according to the other sketches, is the angel, but I could easily see this being Jacob and then that being the angel, as well. Anyway, I don't think I'm really, I think if they were wrestling, I'm sure one had the advantage at one point and the other had the advantage in another night. If we're in fact discussing a wrestling match. And, I think it has to be seen as kind of a spiritual wrestling match, I would imagine, too. Okay, so I love having this arm here. There's he does a little spiral for the thickness of the sleeve. You get the top of the arm. There's this lower back where you get the belt, and then you get the hip, his rear end into his thigh, and that comes forward. And then there's a little indication, I guess, of this calf muscle that leads down here. Now, I'm really kind of trying to anticipate the contact point between the angel. The angel is flailing backwards, which is interesting. So the gesture of Jacob is this kind of strong S curve into the stand leg, and then the angel has a flail as well and an S curve. It's just counter. So the spine is bent from all the way at the pit of the neck. So the head will be up here. The pit of the neck will be here. And then the S curve down the front of the torso, running through the front of the thigh, and then into the foot, which is elevated off of the ground. All right, cool. This is like the movement and the contact and the energy where, it's very tactile. I'm wondering too if I think it looks as though there's this Jacob's arm is wrapping around. So the shoulders angle up really high, and there's got to be a shoulder here, but if you look in that looks like the Jacob's arm. So Jacob's arm comes from shoulder to elbow, look at using X-ray vision, looking through our angel, shoulder to elbow. And then the elbow comes around here, elbow to wrist. And then you get the block of the hand and the thumb. So this thumb is, Jacob's left arm. And you get the forearm in here. The artist is drawing, but is like thinking out loud almost. And we're trying to going to try to interpret these marks. And all right, so there's the pit of the neck. We might even, I don't know if we should do this. I was thinking about maybe putting in the face of Jacob. So we have there's like the chin, and then the mouth, and then the nose, a little backwards L shape for the nose. And then the spiral of the head can kind of be defined. The circle of the head can kind of be defined by that brow ridge. There's a little ear on the side. So Jacob's looking up, which makes sense. The cranium comes in the back, and now we get a little bit of the back of the neck as it enters into the middle of the shoulders there. That's kind of nice.
Boy, I didn't see that. It looks like he's looking at us straight, like his head's turned to the right. What are those two little things that look like eyes?
Oh, that's
and
fun.
His open mouth and nose.
Those?
Yeah.
Yeah, those I believe are his hair.
Okay.
Use this one on this side as the guide.
Okay.
I think he clarifies it for himself.
That makes sense.
In that next one.
Okay.
All right, cool. And so there seems to be this like angular sash that comes across the front of the torso of the angel, and then we're going to run into some marks that are more cylindrical. So that'll be like the sleeve, and then the arms come out of there. The sash comes across. The angel, the head is flailed back. So we're going to see a backwards L and two little ticks for the eye, two little ticks for the mouth. Notice that the forehead is really close to the eyes, and that is what allows the head to feel like it's tilted backwards. So in that theory, you would have the chin, and then you'd have the underside of the chin before it enters into the neck. So that's there. Very good. And he's got that. So then You can imagine the ear, see how low the ear is because Jacob's
Yeah.
head is tilted back and is angled up. This is the opposite. So the ear, actually, no, that's not. The ear is just on the side of the head. It's actually in the middle from that angle. Maybe I made it a little too close to the face. Just a couple marks for the arms, upper arm, shoulder to elbow, and then he doesn't even finish the elbow to wrist. So he's drawing with like fancy stick figures. That's what it is. The torso itself, he's really brilliant in being able to show the thickness of it. So the torso makes contact, with the left side of the torso on the belly of Jacob, and then the right side, there's a little bit of a thickness, like that block. We know the rib cage is a block, and some of the fabric beneath that. So there's this pinching at the waist, where Jacob is gripping, really tightly, like a bear hug, around the angel. And then squeezing out from the back is the rear end, and then we'll build, these two legs. So hip to the thigh, and then the front of the thigh, you get the knee, and the knee kicks out. The angel is almost in like a flight motion, which is also kind of interesting. More movement of the garments, indicating that Jacob is grabbing the figure and pulling in. That's kind of an interesting. I hadn't followed the directional flow, but there's like where it's pleated, where everything's pleated, the fabric gets pinched, and I'm seeing that pleating happening atop in the torso, and then also the movement of the fabric, showing the direction of the angel. Hip to knee, and then knee to calf, and then calf into ankle. Then you get the heel of the foot. The stand leg we're missing, so we can look at the S curve from the base of the fabric on Jacob's garment, and then it S curves up into the flow of the angel's garment. So there's an S curve design linkage between those two moments, which is really nice. Bottom of the thigh, top of the thigh, little knee block, and then shin to ankle, calf muscle to ankle. And that heel could probably go in a couple different places. It's does the leg come back a little bit? Does the leg come forward a little bit? That's where you get this kind of it almost feels animated because of all of the different limbs being sketched in slightly different positions. That's a fun one. That's a real fun one. Yeah, and then you could have the elbow to the wrist, the hand bends. You can add our own hands. Shoulder to elbow, elbow to wrist, and then do the hands that way. I might move over here just so you guys can see the other references. Now that we're a little bit more intimate with with what the proper parts of our subject is, we could follow like different solutions. So look over here. There's this torque, not twerk.
Work.
Torque. There's a
I think
torque.
they're twerking too.
I know. I was like, that's not that off. But there's this. It's almost like a rag. You want to think about like a rag that's been twisted and almost wrung out. And there may be an association with that, and that Jacob is defeating the angel. I mean, Jacob prevails, I guess, in the end. I love that, and I can change I'm doing it actually in my drawing. It's doing that, and then this thigh comes forward, almost straddling the side of Jacob in an S curve of the leg. It's also very interesting. interpretation. Definitely more suggestive. And then the reason I wanted to move around, especially, is because I wanted you guys to see the wings. So she doesn't have he doesn't have wings here, doesn't have wings here, but the head is looking up and to the left. That might be another interesting experiment. You know, just changing the face, looking up and to the left, eye, nose, mouth. Ear would be over here. You know, two things can exist simultaneously. You know, it can get a little bit too complicated, but I mean, this is essentially, you know, futurism with suggestion of movement. It's cubism with the suggestion of the two distinct angles of the face existing in two planes at the same time in the same drawing. All right, I'm gonna do my wings. I think these are probably the best. Actually, this one is probably the best wing for the right side wing, and then this one up here is the best for the left. Whoa, cool. Look, I love this arm, how it's down. You know, that's this arm being up and then this arm being down. Both arms are up on our original drawing, and then the left arm being down and actually trying to grip Jacob's arm on that one. No contact on this one, but contact on this one. Yeah, it's almost trying to you know break the grip. All right, great. Maybe a 30-second warning on this one. Or more. Let me ask you, do you feel like you need some more time with this?
Not really.
Yeah, we sketched the you can kind of sketch the whole thing in one figure. I mean,
Right.
I've got every position, and that I mean, it's clearer for him to kind of making the call, and you know, it could have been a call that he brought back to whoever was giving him the job. He's like, well, you know, which of these poses do you like the most? You know, you give the client, you know, 4 decisions. It's kind of interesting. And you give yourself decisions.
Can you go back to your drawing, please, Trevor?
Yeah.
And you move everything to your right just for a second.
Am I right or my left? Is that what you wanted? Oh, I see what you're saying.
A
More
little
so.
bit. Yeah. Yep. Hold on 1 second. Because my ridiculous case.
And the latest in my new webcam drama is that I'm praying that it's user error. So I'm going to have someone test it, because I spent you know, I should have gotten an Apple product in the first place, but this cam came, you know, recommended and blah blah blah. But I might be able to get it working hopefully this weekend or before the weekend. Man, and hopefully I'm not procrastinating. I wonder if there's some kind of metaphor for, you know, the man wrestling with, you know, the divine, in the sense that it could be even like a creation kind of thing, like the wrestling with, you know, the struggle of coming up with new ideas, and, you know, running into problems. I think we may experience a little bit of this as we, you know, illustrate the book. We'll see.
Well, I was just reading a little about the Jehovah Witnesses, and they believe that the angels were basically intermediaries for God. So he's having a big wrestling match or, conversation with God. And apparently Jacob was, according to this one interpretation I read, not a great guy. And so when he was hurt in the thigh, he basically was forever kind of disabled from that. And so his progeny, I guess, were similarly disabled. But that was sort of a very quickie little interpretation I read.
And when his name changes to Israel.
Yeah, that I don't
what is the
know.
significance of that?
That I haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah.
But he was imperfect, and so I don't know why, but the angels apparently speak for God. They're there to, substitute as a substitute for God.
Right.
So
Yeah,
he's wrestling. Yeah.
That's what I'm curious whether he, like, when he said he saw God face to face, is he referring to the angel?
Probably.
I would imagine.
Probably, if this is the
or whether
Witness.
it was like a separate instance. I mean, because you can't really see the face of God, I think. Yeah.
Oh, it depends on, I guess, on what religion.
Right. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this. I'm scared. I don't have any. I have my color pencils. I was imagining working on a couple of thumbnails, like just kind of sketching out, some loose things. And should we just start? Should we read the whole story, or should we just start? And then each page, maybe we'll do like a little 5-minute to 7-minute thumbnail sketch. Ooh, I like that. We can kind of go through and have vision the whole story and do a couple cycles. Okay, the big fish dinner.
Is this a Jonah and the whale story?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
No, it's not.
No, I think it's just like an actual made up story.
I like Jonah.
All right. And then I don't know if you all have, I'll move this back over. My my tripod is a little.
Whoops.
Okay. Oh, that goes like that. This goes like this. We should be in business. Would anybody like to read? Lord knows I'm not the person for that job. But I mean, I could read it if I want me, if you want me to.
We can take turns.
Anybody want to volunteer?
I'll read it.
All right, please. That would be great.
Okay. All right. So I am reading. This is kind of more like a it's not exactly the dialogue from the book. It's a description of what happens in the book, right?
No.
Yeah.
This is the actual book. The black letters are the actual book.
Yeah, but no, you wouldn't have Hannah and her Aunt Maura are sitting on their porch playing a board game. Is that part of the book itself?
That is.
Oh, it is.
Look it up.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, should I start?
Yeah, that fired up, and then I'm gonna set the timer, and we'll do a after each page, we'll do like a 5 to 6 minute just thumbnail sketch, like a small little what try to generate a vision and try to get the component parts down.
Okay. All right. All right. Say when.
We're ready.
Okay. Hannah and her Aunt Maura are sitting on their porch playing a board game when Hannah asks, Aunt Maura, may we go fishing today? Aunt Maura answers, That would be so much fun. Let's go. Hannah smiles and responds, if we catch a big fish, I know that Grandma will cook it for our dinner tonight.
All right. On your marks, get set.
So we're drawing a representation of what was just read.
We're illustrating this story. Yes. And
Okay.
we've got 10 minutes to get something down. On your marks, get set,
Okay.
go. All right. So, and it can also be like kind of like a blocking out. Let me see, make sure the bottom of my picture is here.
Yep, you're right there.
All right, cool. So Hannah and Aunt Maura. So we've got two characters and they're sitting on a porch. And I feel like it's not a bad thing to be a little cliche. All right, so here's my porch. Got some railings. And whatever your vision is, I don't know where one should start. I like, honestly, there's a side of me that really likes this idea of having them be animals or like bears or something. So the one thing that we do know is that the one character has to be bigger than the other. So there's an adult character and then a younger character. It's like a bigger character and a smaller character. And I don't know if you know how like I had these two kids in my class, Emerald and Hannah, and it was actually Hannah. And they were cousins, but they were only 2 years apart, which is fun. So they could be child cousins or child aunt and uncle, aunt and niece.
You mean, oh, they were an aunt and a niece, you're saying?
Yeah, right, aunt and niece, not aunt. Oh, sorry. All right, so I've got a little rocking chair going on. There's a reference to grandma. And so I think I want to put the grandma character. This is like the door of the house. Maybe I'll put grandma inside. I mean, should I do a little bear? I don't know. I mean, right now they're like a little amoebas. They haven't been formed yet into a species. I don't know what's happening to me, but it seems like they're turning into little bears. Maybe I read Berenstain Bears too much as a kid.
Ugh, I hated that book.
The Berenstain Bears?
Never read it.
Oh, when I had to read it to my kids, I don't know why anybody likes those books. Ugh, God.
I haven't read them as an adult. Now they look like pigs. Little piglets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm open. I mean, I'm open to just about anything. Should we have maybe the I'm trying to think. Okay, I've got like a porch situation, which I like. I've got the stairs on the porch. I've got the porch. There's a porch table. I might have to move Aunt Maura. Aunt Maura, I'm trying to make someone chilling on the porch. And there's this little baby over here. I was wondering if we should put the fishing poles up here in the corner. You know, as if they were, you know, that the fishing was kind of a regular part of the day. Or the week at least, but not an everyday kind of thing.
Or maybe Aunt Maura's losing, so she really doesn't want to, she wants to go fishing because she's tired of losing checkers.
Oh, there's a board game. Yes,
Yeah.
good call. Yeah,
That's what I did, checkers.
Yeah.
I was the checkers came to my mind, and actually, while I was reading the story, I was like, I mean, should you you just say checkers, or you know, Connect Four or something like that?
Well, that's why I think this is still a description of what happens in the book and not the actual script of the book.
Well, then I was thinking, like, if you leave it up to the illustrator, or you leave it up to the imagination of the child, or you know, the person reading.
No, because basically then you need to give people a specific picture in their minds of what you're writing.
With your words.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's generally better than just leaving, you know, unless it's specifically about asking people to imagine something. It just is better writing to be more specific.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not a writer. I'm not.
Show don't tell. That's the
Nice. I'm gonna write that down.
Ah,
Okay, we've got, believe it or not, we have like 4 minutes left, which seems like a lot of time to me. All right, so what else is there? So there's a board game, so we got checkers. You can put the box of checkers
yeah, you could do
on
that.
the floor, maybe.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm looking through the rungs.
It's funny, you're looking toward the house. Maybe you could also have them looking, you know, sitting from the house side, looking out at the lake.
Yeah, I have them looking at the lake.
Yeah, but
Ooh, what if I made it? I wonder. I know what you're saying.
in the background.
Yes. What if? Well, what I had in mind was, what if there was a reflection on the
Oh,
house,
that's cool.
and then you showed the lake back here and the dock, but then you have to figure out how to make it, and then the boat, anticipating the boat, the oars. Oh, yes. Now I don't know if that's gonna work. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work. But on this side, we need to have grandma. How would you make? I'm just going with the bear theme. I don't know. Or maybe this. We can make grandma here with some pies.
God.
Is that cliche? Is that too cliche?
that I love that drawing. It's a silhouette that
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm into it. I know. And then maybe there could be an apron. Because this grandma, I think, cooks. Not that every grandma cooks. Should I make the screen door open?
I never knew a grandma like that.
My grandma cooked Thanksgiving dinner. Grandma Hazel. She's all over it. All right. Make it a door.
All right.
Door's open. Grandma's in the kitchen. We got this fishing pole over here. What other props could there be? Am I missing something in the story?
Life preserver, they mention.
Oh yeah, you
Because
cheat.
it's very PC.
Sorry. Oh man, I gotta plug in my computer. All right, I think we got 30 seconds, y'all. The next one is the one that I've actually had a vision for. I don't know if you could see it in my, you can see it in the windowsill. And I don't, and the thing is like, I wish that I would have, Steph, I have to unmute you, but I can't do it myself. All right, that's my timer. It's so sweet. All right, so I'm feeling good. At least I've got, the other thing you can do at this point, since we have to move on, and you haven't got everything, I mean, I can go like this. I can be like trees. I could do trash cans. Just like these little reminders. And then, you know, I have a particular place in mind. Can I ask that question? How many people had a particular porch in mind when they sketched it? Or was it just like, did you like invent the porch?
I didn't do a porch. My interpretation didn't have a porch.
Okay.
I mean, I know we read about a porch, but I
You
didn't.
would be fired.
Yeah, I reckon. I didn't know that we were to incorporate everything we read into the
there is
illustration.
there's nothing that says that. There's absolutely nothing that says that. In fact, there's plenty of children's books that I've seen that like almost intentionally don't include everything that's in there. And then, you know, so when you have a premise like this, when you've got
Mm-hmm.
the premise is like, I guess it's in a way, it's almost like a movie where you would have scenes that, you know, this is like from maybe, I don't know, 20 feet away above looking down. So this is almost like a God's eye view of what's happening. Maybe we do some bushes, we do some bushes here, and then maybe flowers. I can write flowers. I mean, led to another, which I think is exciting because it's like inspiration. They say that, who said that? It says the saying is inspiration will find you, but it has to find you working. And
oh wow,
you know, it's one thing. Wow. It's one thing to you'll get. We have the prompt, and then I started with just the two characters. I mean, I started with the little baby bear, and then the ant bear, and then I put them around a table. The ant bear was too close to the table, so I had to put her behind the table. You know, I mean, I didn't think about drawing bear claws for the toes, but like it's the thing will snowball. Okay. This is so intense. Are we ready to try the next one?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Gather, should I read? Does anyone else want to read?
Please.
Okay. Gathering their fishing poles, a net and tackle box, Aunt Maura and Hannah are ready to leave. Aunt Maura tells Hannah, before we get on the boat, we need to gather worms to use as bait to catch the fish.
A lot of information.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That is a lot. That's what's amazing. It actually is a lot of content. It's a lot of content.
You could do it in different.
I just can't.
I'm completely overwhelmed.
You could do different panels, maybe, where they could already have their fishing poles.
I see what you're saying. So like, imagine this is the page. You have like like a little cluster of stage 1,
Yeah,
stage 2, stage
Yeah.
3.
Oh,
And they're
yeah.
almost like little visionary moments. I
Yeah.
think
Like a
that's interesting.
cartoon,
You could like
yeah,
you could
cartoon.
design the
Right.
letters. You could put the letters here and then here and then here.
Yeah, yeah.
That's interesting. All right.
Or you don't even have
Yeah.
to show them with their poles. You could just have a picture of fishing poles, a net, and a tackle
You get
box.
fishing poles with like a bear claw, like a bear claw coming in.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I'm going to draw the thing that I can't get out of my head, and I think it's because of the neighborhood that I live in, and it is an earthworm, like, slaughterhouse. Every single time it rains, the earthworms just like pour out, and then they go over the ledge, and then they get stuck in the concrete by the parking in the community, and then they shrivel up and die. And it's like, it's so sad. I'm gonna have to like figure out a way to save them all. And then my dog eats them when they're dried up and crusty, like little worm treats.
Oh my God.
I feel like I should not have shared that. It changed the mood. No, I'm just kidding. I am gonna draw some earthworms. And earthworms are pretty cool. I'll put those in coming out of the soil. This is kind of the fun thing because we have to come up with a method of representing soil with marks, at least at this stage. I've got, my little earthworm sketch. And I can do maybe a little baby earthworm. We won't use that one because it's too small. And then I think sometimes there's when I went fishing, there was like a styrofoam. There's like a little styrofoam cup or a little dish.
Oh, to put your worms in.
Put the worms in. That had like a little cat, it's like a little bowl. It was like a soup bowl or something. And there's another idea with creatives where you say when you're in a brainstorming mission. I'm sure everybody's been here, but I haven't really done it. I'm not corporate, but you need, like, you have bad ideas. Like, you get the bad idea, and the bad idea becomes a good idea because it helps you find the right idea.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where we are. So if you like allow yourself to make the bad drawing, knowing that it's going to lead to the right drawing, the good drawing, then it frees you up. I think I got to do a spiral. I got to do the twisty. No pun intended.
And you need a shovel or a
Yes.
spade.
A little spade.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh, what about a boat? Got to get a boat in there.
Oh, have we gotten to the boat yet?
Well,
Gathering
it's
fishing
on this
poles,
page.
net. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so watch this. I'll do the little net that is just like peeking over. It'll be like a close up to the net. Just in this corner. Like little knots. Draw little knots. And I make it look like it was threaded. Oh yeah. Threaded.
It's not like a net like with a handle.
Yeah, that's the kind of net that I drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. That's what this is, except there's not enough in it. It's just taking up this little corner. And if I don't do a good job drawing, making it look like a net, then I'll be fired.
We'll all be fired.
Trevor, what is that? It's a net. That's not a net. You're fired.
It's not really.
You don't think that looks like a net?
Well, it looks like a net, but not the net I imagined.
Oh, right.
It doesn't look like my net.
We're crowdsourcing. Dirt. And then maybe that'll be a little pile of dirt, but there's got to be grass coming out. Oh, maybe a little layer. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm doing a little, because I'm working on, actually in my backyard, I have this little problem area where the grass isn't growing. So there's grass, and then there's like the little section that got cut into. And there's the spade. Oh, look at that one. There's the spade. There's the handle. Let's curve it. Yes. Okay, so I added the curving spade. I'm gonna add a little thickness to it. I love my little cylindrical handle. It's like a little metal handle. And I'm relating the cylinders to, this is where we get into some kind of fun design stuff. I have the earthworm, which is a cylinder that's represented. It's long and thin, and it's got bracelet lines that show like the skin, but it also shows, that's the nature of the skin of an earthworm. But it also helps describe the cylindrical nature of it as you dig them up. Now we've got the cylinder of the handle, so those connect, but I've got to make one look like metal, and the other one look like slimy worm tissue. The thickness here. I'm going to draw a couple worms sticking out up here. Each way, the worms are coming out of the ground. They're at different sizes, so we have a theme and we have a variation for the worms. This one is both coming up and into the ground, which is kind of fun. And then I'll make one sticking his head up. Oh, they don't have eyes, so.
They can in a kid's book.
They could.
But that makes it all the more.
It makes it look like a snake. I tried. It looks like a snake. I'm enjoying the textures of the dirt in the ground as well as the texture of the dirt in the cup. And I'm wondering if we should, I haven't determined a light source yet, which is interesting. Usually at this point, I'll start to think of it. This feels like this just feels like a ground view. I could actually put the tackle box open here, and I could show these little chambers, like a little tackle box. I almost bought one for for my paints. I got this guy who comes in for oil painting on Tuesday night, and he carts in a huge wheelie toolbox, and it's filled with all of his paints and all of his supplies. And I mean, I think I'm going that route, especially for landscape painting this summer. All right, so what I was attempting to draw here was like a tackle box with it being open and showing that it's got the different things that you might find in a tackle box. And I remember when I was a kid, when we went fishing, I never used hardly any of it. I know that one of them is like lead weights is one of those things. And there might be a little indicator on there. They have little attachments on either side. You can make one that's all fish hooks. That's probably the best one. Yeah, like a whole bunch of used and unused fish hooks. They could be in the box, they could be out of the box, they could be in this little chamber coming up from behind. A lot of times in books like this, there are these non-character like non-character characters. There was I'm trying to, like, maybe there's a mouse that is in every picture, but is never actually mentioned, that like follows them from scene to scene, that you can look for in each scene, like a little hidden picture. Anyway, I was just envisioning like this little mouse peeking his head over. I mean, nobody has more fun than us.
That's true.
All right, so the mouse makes an appearance right here. I mean, he's kind of central. Let me go back and put him in over. Oh, where's my? I'm gonna put the little mouse peeking around the corner here in my original picture. He's got a little tail. There's a mouse in the picture. Yeah, there is. Now, had I put this at the bottom, I could have done the bears. What am I going to do with the hand? What else is in a tackle box? The string, right? The fishing line.
Oh, yeah.
Line, a floaty thing,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Or the
like
bobbers.
weights,
I put the weights down here at the bob.
lures with feathers.
I know. I was thinking about that too, but I'm nervous that that might be. That's like fly fishing. This is like backyard fishing. Yeah, there's the fishing. This is the fishing line, and maybe I'll make the fishing line pass through the whole picture.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Because it's always, I feel like the fishing line is always all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. It's a lot of intel here. We've got grass, which is really pretty. We got a shovel. We'll try and make that look shiny. The shovel has a wooden handle.
It does?
With a like metal cap. Mm-hmm.
Go with it, Stephanie.
I know, we're just joking.
Oh my God, you guys, I forgot to set the timer. Let's do 3 more minutes. So I'm gonna try this. I like how low the portion of the sketch is on the drawing. I mean, I I'm just gonna, I'm gonna move up and get myself more real estate upstairs, so I can maybe even put the bears in here. So if one bear, like leaning in, maybe. This could be like maybe the first opportunity for like a close up on the face. Little bear nose. Tackle box ends. The handle comes here. The bear can be holding the shovel. It's so interesting because I remember thinking so many times in children's books, I'm like, yeah, that's not the best solution. You know, like, why did they do it like that? And I don't know if you necessarily have control over yourself. You know what, like you don't have control over it necessarily.
Yeah, unless you're Maurice Sendak or somebody.
Even him. I mean, it's like, where does this come from? I mean, where did this come from? I have no idea where this came from.
Oh, you mean your own muse? You're not talking about the editor.
Exactly.
Oh,
Right. No, I mean the writer.
yeah.
You know, that even. I mean, where does like creative writing come from? The muse.
But I was thinking of someone who was so well regarded that they probably didn't have to do, you know, they generated their own stories and they had them
Exactly.
published, but they had more control over it than
Oh, right. And when
an
I say
artist for hire.
totally, and when I say control,
Oops.
when I say control, I'm saying like, yeah, control over the.
Yeah,
When they're creating.
Yeah.
When they're creating that, like where it is, no one really knows.
Yeah.
Wow, nice. Well, I guess I committed a little bit to being there. Do tackle boxes say tackle box?
Not necessarily.
Yeah. Bob. Ooh, don't they have little like oh, the lure? What about those little squeaky, the little rubbery ones? Ever seen those little rubbery? They look
Artificial
like
worms.
tadpoles.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, cool. I feel good about that one. I'll come back to that one. Okay, so the best part, well, I don't know if it's the best part, but but what I've been noticing as I've been painting all these years, these little areas, like this whole space behind the bear in this rectangle up here, it seems like it's a non-part of the picture. You can have, there can be a universe beyond belief in this little like dead space behind the bear up here. And I think that, you know, we could do trees. We could do rock, like a little set of hills, a little peninsula. A little like tower back there. We could do the lake itself. Nice. There's the lake. We do some, you know, the other side of the lake. You know what this reminds me of, ladies? Is the George Bellows. I drove up to Western New York last week, and it was in the Finger Lake region. It wasn't Lake George, but it was near Lake George. And I swear, when we did the George Bellows of, you know, the family that was on the foreground, the woman, the girl who's standing in the middle, and then the really dramatic sky and the lake, and then the opposite side of the lake with the little housing on it. Look, put little houses on here. Do the clouds at the top. The edge of the lake would be here. Maybe the dock runs out that way. And then we'll put the little rowboat with oars, the dock. We put some sailboats out there. We've done sailboats. I mean, we're actually unbelievably well equipped to illustrate this story. It's crazy. I mean, think about all the things that we've drawn in this class. You know, we did the boats, we've done water, we've done like, I don't know if we've done docks per se. We've definitely done plenty of animals. Now I'm hoping I can find some other kind of shape associations with what's going on in the lower part of the picture. We've got this really powerful cylinder here with the cup, and maybe here's a little awning where it has a cylinder. I don't know. Got a striped awning. The shuffleboard court. Oh, there's we could do a birdhouse. Have we done a birdhouse in this class? Stacy, I know we've done birdhouses.
Yes, we definitely have.
But
A
I
little
don't think in
birdhouse.
this class.
Yeah, I know. I'm so serious in this class.
Not today.
This might be the most serious thing I've ever made. Tree trunks, trees, distant trees. Lutheran camp. The clouds dissipating way off in the distance. Still no light source. I know that bears, like dogs, have little eyebrow structures. It's furry, but they look weird if they don't have it. There's a little indication in the middle of the head, middle of the nose. All right, I got into this one. Thank you, worms. Got to start somewhere. Okay, I'm really happy about the size of my bears. I took a big risk by putting in the little mouse. because at the time that I put the mouse in, it just had it was, it's like no one even mentioned the mouse. So the mouse always has to be like a hidden afterthought, I think, in this, in what we've got going on here. I think the bear, the ant bear's face being in front of the baby's face makes more sense. I don't know if you'd seen that before, but there's a gutter that existed between the two. There might be a nice symbol for light or energy, or maybe like where their contact point is. There's still a dead space in here. I don't know what it could, maybe a stream. I like that stream idea. Just something that can symbolize the flow of energy between two loving beings. Make this extra furry. Okay, cool. I'm feeling like maybe we need a 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
Always. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now I'm a little. I always say I'm scared, and I actually, it's a funny saying. I think I am scared, but fear isn't an upsetting emotion. It's like a got to get this done emotion. So yes, I am scared about the next one. At least I don't have to read it. Stephanie, you're the nicest person I've ever known. all I want is to never have to read out loud.
I can't wait to find out what's going to happen next.
Right? Maybe you think they'll catch a fish?
Oh man,
I'm sure as heck hope so.
I bet you they catch a lot of fish. Multiple fish. I left my paper cutter at home. Luckily, I have scissors.
I'm afraid I have to step away. I have somebody at the door, so hopefully I'll get the recording covered.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pass it along.
Thank you. Sorry,
You're welcome.
Bye.
Hi,
Did you
Adele.
get to sketch anything though?
Oh, she's gone.
No. All right. Fishing poles, check. Net, check. Tackle box, check.
Okay.
Worms, check. Ooh, how about that for a foreshadow?
Okay.
Use
Yeah.
as bait to catch a fish.
Okay.
All right, this was the one I think I had the vision for.
Okay. As they approach the dock where the boat is tied up, Hannah tells Aunt Maura, "What a beautiful day to go fishing. This is going to be so much fun." Exclamation point, exclamation point.
Double exclamation point.
Yes.
Will you read the red as well?
Okay. I envision this as a 2-page spread of the two walking hand in hand down a slight downhill meadow. This will lead to a weathered dock with a rowboat tied to it. Oars in the boat. Life jackets are hanging on a hook on a post at the dock. Suggest a bright sunny day with a beautiful sky with some seagulls flying around. Seagulls?
A 2-page spread?
And seagulls?
So a bigger, like not just one page.
No,
Yeah.
oh, I got that. I got that part. It just read is overwhelming to me.
So I think this is the, if you were to look at the way, well, I mean, it all depends on the scale of the book, but if,
Why seagulls?
Because they're at the beach.
Because there's fish
Yeah, but they're,
and the seagulls.
I feel like it should be a different bird because
Yeah.
seagulls are at the beach and this is the lake.
yeah.
Oh,
Ah,
Thank you.
What do you all think?
I agree.
I don't know. I
Mallory,
mean,
I'm with you.
I mean, I know where this takes place. So like there are seagulls there, but
And that's
Oh, really?
seagulls do stay, they do say ocean more than they say, you know, lake. And there's so many beautiful,
birds.
birds, but seagulls are really beautiful too, though. It might be a Jonathan Livingston Seagull reference.
Wow,
opposed-
haven't heard that name in a long time.
I love that. I love that book. I loved it because it was so short. Like, oh, a book I can actually
Yeah.
do. Life jackets are hanging. On a hook across the back. All right, here we go, party people. Okay, so that's what's going on in the story. I haven't really tried to consider where the letters go. I feel like that's part of what we need to consider.
I
maybe-
thought we were drawing, oh, sorry, excuse me.
What's up, Stace?
I thought at this juncture, we were drawing what was written in red.
We are.
Oh,
Mm-mm. Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
So the black letters are like what the story says, and then
Yeah.
the red letters are suggestions for the illustrator.
okay, I'm with you.
The question is what? Where are you guys starting?
boat.
Alan.
With my eraser.
Yeah, it's kind of like, do you draw the, isn't there a hill involved? In my mind, I'm seeing a hill. Do they say hill? Is it
They did say
Puchita?
downhill,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, just tied up. Tied up a boat. So it's a bright sun. So I mean, maybe we should do the sun. That'll be a lot of fun. The sun may come into, I mean, if you actually make the sun an element of the picture, maybe that's what, I mean, you have to almost like come up with the notion of what's going to anchor your picture. You know, is it about the boat? Is it about the boat?
No.
Not life jackets? Is it about the sun? I'm leaning towards this. The sun worship. maybe not. Maybe I will start with the sun though. I'll begin with the sun and then go from there. Wow, that's gonna be. So this is my, you know, in my mind, this is my prompt. All right, so that's what when you commit, that's what's kind of fun, is like you just commit. And you know, when you glue, it's like that exercise what I was talking about before. When you glue that piece of paper to the, you know, to the wall, there's no coming back from it. So you got to make it work. And I think that's what my theory is here with my son.
Elton.
Oh, thank God I got 2 coffees today. I went to Starbucks early, and I was like, just give me 1 coffee. And I was like, no, I'll need 2. So I got 2. Got some fuel in the tank. Oh man, this is so scary. I'm giddy with fear.
Are the bears wearing clothes or no?
Not so far. Not so far. No, that has gone through my head a great deal. I was gonna think about maybe doing a pearl necklace, you know, because the pearl necklace would have worked from both views, and then with Aunt bending over, the pearls could go behind her back, which was an interesting angle because she's like leaning down. These are questions that have been left open. All right. In the spirit of David Buckley Good, he likes to paint. Yeah, I don't know how he likes to draw it, but when he does his painting, he starts from the background and moves forward, and I might attempt that. So if the sun is this low, though, does that mean it's still the morning? That sun might have to move. It might not. I mean, it doesn't say that it's the morning, but it could be. Maybe it's like maybe they play their board games at like 6 a.m. Watch the sunrise.
Like me.
Is that what you do?
I mean, I am woken up on the nose 6 a.m. for the past 4 years of my life, or earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, Mom.
And it doesn't matter what time the kids go to bed, right?
No.
6 a.m. 6 a.m. Yeah.
And they're still bugging me about the stuff that they were bugging me that they wanted the night before.
All right. I have a theory about how I can do this. I was thinking about having a staircase, or not a literal staircase, but a figurative staircase. You know, 1 level, 2 levels, and then 3 levels. And then the dock. This is like a cliff. I didn't mean to draw a cliff. Did it say something about oars?
Yes.
Yeah, they're in the
Or
boat.
Not from
the
next
rowboat.
level.
Oh, you've got your rowboat. What is that called? I want to say a stanchion. It's not a stanchion. What are those things? things that the oars sit in.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't
I'm not a rower. I played real sports.
Oh,
Shots fired. Shots fired. I'm just kidding. No. Rowing is very cool. So the dock, or maybe the dock goes all the way onto the land. I think that's cool.
and the dock is weathered.
I
White
ended up
weathered.
having to do a ladder to get to the dock.
There's a what? What?
I ended up
Ladder.
to climb on the dock.
You did a ladder?
Because it's
So
above.
I have a beach with some waves and some sand. I got my life jackets in the house.
Hope there's no storms.
Yep,
Oh.
those life
Oh, man.
jackets are gonna be
What if there's gonna be
sailing.
a storm?
Yeah, hope not.
Wait until that storm is upon us. All right, so I got some shadows and oh, that's nice. Okay, I got the sun here, so I can do some shadows off here. All right, so finally I have a light source, and I can do reflections off the water. I can do reflections from posts. I can do a shadow from on the morning sun shadow on the what are those called? The life jackets. That might be kind of a fun thing to do. If I drew them walking down the hill. Big Bear. I can make this smooth. So you can do Big Bear. I can do Little Bear. Big Bear's holding the hands. Little Bear.
Oh. Oh my gosh, that's too sweet.
And then I can do the shadow.
Trevor.
Yeah. Make it better, Stace. Tell me.
Yeah. That wasn't a nice thing to say, but I just wanted to make a suggestion.
No,
because if
I want you to.
If I was drawing this, I would try to do this. You know, if it's a beautiful, bright, sunny day, these bears do not want to get sunburned, so they need a little hat on their head.
Oh, perfect.
Dude, you're speaking my language. Another opportunity for femininity, too.
Well, men wear hats. What do you mean?
Well, it's an aunt and a baby. It's an aunt and a niece. But like the hat can be a factor for the rest of the picture.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean? And then baby.
Not really.
No, I mean, what I'm saying is like the hat has been introduced. So I can go back to, my first page and I can have the hat like hanging on a hook on the wall.
Sitting. Oh, Trevor.
Two little holes for the bear ears. And everyone will look at it and be like, why are there holes in there? I'm like, oh, because her ears have to come out. Because she's a bear.
Black bear, brown bear.
What do you see? Following me. Did I get that part right?
Oh, I have to read that book 3 times a night.
I love that. Yeah, I love that book.
Somebody's thought of using bears as characters in a children's book before?
Can you imagine that?
Oh, I thought it was
I'm telling you.
Oh, should we go to motorboat over here? Yeah.
Oh, it's a rowboat. Oh, but
no, I
yeah.
know. But there's a motorboat making a wake. Early morning fisherman. Maybe I could do a sailboat scale.
I never pictured this to be bears, but I like it.
Yeah.
So I got my shadows from here radiating out, shadows radiating out from here. Maybe we could put a cell phone tower out here in the distance.
No, those don't exist.
They
In
don't
case they need to
exist.
call the Coast Guard.
In case the
That's why
storm-
they have flares. They use flares to
Oh.
contact the Coast Guard.
So I can keep this path going. You know, if there's a path here. Ooh, I like the path. Then pass this here, and there'll be another path, and then that path goes down here, wrap around,
Yeah, yeah.
and then
You and that snake effect. I'm telling you.
I just credit Michaela.
I should hope so.
Shout out to Michaela.
Mhm.
Oh, maybe I can make a staircase. Oh, that's nice. A little step. We'll go down, over, down, over, down. Ooh, the railing. Look at the railing.
So cute.
I'm in love with that little baby bear.
Yeah.
That's cute. Who is that? Who's the bear? Hannah?
Yeah.
I just see it as
Oh,
little baby
yeah.
bear. I don't know.
Aunt Mora and Hannah. But yeah, we need some fishing poles.
In the tackle box.
Yes.
No, you know, what about a little, what is it
Left hand,
called?
right hand. What else? Is there anything else? What was that face?
Trevor, you need to include your mouse somewhere.
Thank you.
And what about a picnic basket on the ground?
They gotta have food.
Yeah, you know, snacks. They've got to have something.
And water.
Yes.
I mean, if they're gonna have life jackets, they need water.
Right.
I think
You
we
know, I
should have.
almost,
I think we should have flowers in every picture, though. I think the a flower is a fun theme, and then the mouse is a fun theme. I could put the mouse up here on the top of the tree. He'll be almost hanging over like he was the.
oh my God.
How good is that?
So sweet.
We needed some activity on the very top of the picture.
If I may make a comment.
Do we
Never
need
mind.
clouds?
Little clouds, because it's a sunny day.
Mm.
Oh, now look at that. So I have I got the big tree and then the baby tree.
Baby tree.
Uh,
So we can, maybe the trees will be in triads. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And then 1. Should I do maybe 1, 2 on this side? Maybe what do the trees represent? The trees represent.
Well, when you had 2, I thought it was the mama bear and the aunt and the niece.
They do frame out the
But-
picture really. Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to do, but then I made the second one too big
Yeah.
to make that relationship, and then I realized 1, 2, 3 is kind of like, not everything has to be on the theme of 2. So the sun is 1, the couple is 2, the trees are 3, and then the flowers could be in a 4. So we have kind of like a numerical progression there that might be harmonious. All right, so I got beach. We could do like little lapping, maybe some little lapping waves.
and mine's more like a pond than a lake.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, it could be. It's really, really okay. So I'm gonna run this column down here. Put some ovals, some suggestions of the actual sun reflecting on the water. And then, oh, that'll be good. So then the brightness will be all bright oranges, orange and yellow in front of them. So the reflection in the water and the bears themselves will all be part of this, like a triangular unit leading up to the sun.
How about some fish jumping out?
The boat will be halfway. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they're so happy. They are. Yep.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Oh, the fish are jumping today.
Yeah,
They're jumping for joy.
yeah. It's summertime and living is easy.
Oh my goodness. I'm not drawing at all. I'm just thoroughly enjoying watching this.
Well, that's no fun. I mean, maybe it is fun.
Well, actually, it is for me at this time. I did one page that I quite like, or a paragraph, or whatever it is.
This becomes a bestseller, Trevor. Don't forget to dedicate it to us.
Oh, please.
Yes.
No one likes my art.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
I love it.
Don't even say that.
But it is a good time. I will admit to that.
So did you?
Ooh, maybe some rocks. Nice rock crystals. What else could happen? What happens on the shore? Ooh, should there be beach chairs?
A blanket. What about something like a beach blanket?
Maybe like a little picnic basket down here. Beach blanket. We may have to readdress that. I love the trees being frames on both sides of the picture. I like the picture being anchored by the sun. That brings it together. The reflection on the bears being centrally, but like on the phi. So like I made the sun is not centered. It's slightly off center, which is kind of nice. Nice color zones. I think this little cross down here is getting a little complex with, I was envisioning this would be grass. And this would be like a little path or like a road or even a sidewalk. Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
This could be sidewalk.
Yeah.
This could be sidewalk. And then finally the sidewalk might exit down here.
So if you have that sidewalk and you did do the grass and as you initially thought, maybe a little tiny neighbor bear on a bicycle.
Love it.
Cool.
Bicycles are great. Little bicycle bear. You gotta get up early. Get those miles in. You gotta log those out. Log those miles. I think I'm doing my 10th ride on my Peloton today.
Mm.
Ooh.
That's great.
Is your mouse somewhere in your picture?
Oh, yeah.
I put them up here on the leaning top of the.
Oh, okay. That looks like a Dr. Seuss tree with a thing on the top.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm so influenced by Dr. Seuss. But only in this last year. We could have a little show and tell. Dr. Seuss in this one, I think he is. So I was thinking we could have at the end of the year, we should have like a get together and be able, I think, if everybody feels safe about it. Look at that birdhouse.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
That's adorable.
Yeah, some of these are really good. My little classes, but I think Dr. Seuss is in this one. No, he's not. It must be the other one.
Cover.
Yes. Yes. Whoa, hold on a second. Let's have a little review, but I have to give credit to the doc.
It's interesting, the direction of the mouse with the curvature of the top of the tree, which makes it a circular frame, copies or mimics the circle of the sun.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It vignettes the piece.
Yeah.
There's more bears. Bears on the brain. Remember we did that one, y'all?
No. Which one?
This one.
I remember that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that.
We'll trip down
Photo.
memory. We did the Beatrix Potters. This was this class, right? That little babbling brook.
The waterfall.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was also
Landscape. Does anyone want to show theirs while Trevor's looking for the Dr. Seuss? I have to run and walk the dog. So maybe I can take a couple of pictures.
Sure.
Great. Stephanie, you are up.
Okay. Here we go.
Love it.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just gonna stop the share.
Cute. Look how
Okay.
cute.
Okay.
Hold on, Stephanie.
Okay.
Okay. And hold that a
Nice.
little
Alright.
bit closer to you. And flatten that curved page out, please. Thank you. Yeah, that's sweet.
Very nice.
I love that background.
Yeah.
Let's see the can we see the other one?
Oh, the other. Okay. Oh. I also had an idea at very first about how, because I read the whole thing, how the book, her fish has to be big. So I had a picture of her. Each time she caught a bigger fish, she got smaller.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's smart.
Here's this.
Oh, the worms.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, nice. And I love that boat and the tackle
The
box.
fishing.
yeah.
Yeah. Look
Yeah.
at bucket.
When you have a bestseller, make sure you
Okay.
cite up.
I will, I promise.
Grace, can we
So
see yours?
sweet.
Yeah. Okay, so mine are really, as usual, small thumbnails.
Small.
So the first one is
Oh, wow.
sitting on the porch.
Oh,
Cute.
The second one is
that's
going down the
adorable.
hill to,
I love what you did with the tree
Oops.
in the first two stories.
Where'd it go?
and
Nick. Is
and
Hannah
then
throwing the dog in the water?
what's that? Double spread. See, you have
Oh, I
your
love
mouse in
that.
each picture. I have my dog in each picture. And here the dog decides to jump over the
Aw.
dog, and they're
the
all
dog's
running
on the
after it.
Really
The dog's
nice.
That's
on the floor.
adorable.
Oh,
I love
that's
that.
so cute.
I thought for a second she was throwing the dog into the water.
Oh, yeah, it does
Yeah.
look like that, doesn't it?
You might do a little shadow on the ground, and so it looks like she's on the ground.
Wait, what? Do a little shadow under the dog, you mean?
Like a little shadow in between the legs of
Oh,
the
yeah,
dog,
yeah,
or like maybe
Oh.
just put little like shoots of grass or something.
yeah, of course, you're right.
That'll ground it really quickly. Let's see, Mal, you're next on my thing. Replace pin.
How many did you do, Mel? 12 of each?
I just did one.
Just like I finished the book.
Oh, turn
all-
around.
Can you
Whoa.
turn that
Oh, she did.
horizontal? That's
Or
vertical.
this way.
No.
Other way.
Oh, how cute.
There
That
we
one.
go. And can you go further?
Holy crap, Mal, it's great.
Oh,
That's great.
so cute.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
I lost. Okay.
The
So
large double spread arcs is incredible.
Yeah.
Nice, really nice.
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All radiating out from that corner.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the other one. Do you have the
Oh,
porch
that
one?
was the only one I did.
That's okay. Oh yeah, you came late. Your happy son is really good too. I'm looking at that right now.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm.
Feel you've got kiddos in your house. That's cool.
Yes. All right, Stacy.
Rini, how are
you're up.
you?
Yeah, you
Really?
guys, I have to go. I have to sneak out of here, so I'm sorry
Oh,
to have to leave.
Well, will you show
Do you want to
yours?
show yours really
No, I'm
fast?
not gonna show
Please.
today.
Okay.
Okay. I'm
I
just
don't like
saying that when
I don't like it,
when
but
I said that before, you were very, very emphatic that I do show mine, but I understand.
all right, I'll see you guys.
Have a great
Bye.
day.
All right,
Bye.
send me a picture if you don't
Yeah.
mind.
Take care.
All right. Let's see, Stace, what you got?
Okay. So
Oh, hold on.
I
You're
think
not
I
on.
just took myself. Oh, yes, I'm not on, but I'm on now, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So I did one because I was just because, and it's the one, I hope that you know which one. Where they're going fishing.
Yeah.
Well, and the tackle box and
And the
the
net.
worm.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
great.
Nice net.
I like the
Thank
fishing
you.
poles.
Yeah, I like it. It looks almost like
Oh.
a logo or something. It's really pretty.
Thank you.
That's really
Thank you.
cool. It reminds me of the St. Catherine that we did the other day. Remember, it was just like kind of like objects representing.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Stace, when we did
Yeah, yes.
the flame and the sword and the wheel? Interesting. All right, cool.
I do.
Okay, I'm gonna head out.
Okay.
Okay,
Maybe-
bye, everybody.
Maybe we'll just
Bye,
make it a short.
Stephanie.
Oh,
let's
yeah,
make
you
it
were
a
talking
short
about a get together. That would be fun, Trevor.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I'm
I
gonna-
just
Vaccinated on the 29th.
I'm vaccinated.
Me too.
okay. Yeah, I think everyone's fine. And if they can't, if they don't feel comfortable, then they don't have to come or whatever. But it might be nice just to see. We've been working for a year, We might
I
be
know.
nice to like, get all the pieces together and have a little, just to see them. I just put all my pieces in
A binder.
in a big binder. Yeah, and they're all like matted and cut down to size, and
Wow.
it's been really interesting to reflect on it. I've got four binders,
Wow.
4 binders and a small little guy. So anyway, all right, so let's just cut it short today.
Yeah, because I also need to go to a dentist in about 10 minutes, so I probably
yes.
will stop here.
It's a good stopping point.
Okay.
Hopefully that was fun.
Yeah,
New-
sorry.
Yeah,
I need to,
it was fun.
Yeah, bestseller on the way.
yeah, I need to run. So goodbye
Okay.
to everyone.
Bye,
Thank you
everybody.
so much,
See
Trevor.
ya.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye bye.